Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob ENT podcast, the best sports podcast in New Jersey. We have on today special guest Nadale Buntin on the show with us. How you doing?
What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm good. How you doing, man?
Can't complain. We are eternally grateful that you hopped on with us. For those that do not know, we are going to let you know once the show starts and you watch. He runs track and is successful at running track. And he played a lot of different other sports growing up, which we will get into on the episode. Starting off though, you just got back from Pan Am's. You run collegiate. When did you know for you that you were actually good enough to compete at the highest level for track?
I would say like my senior year in track. Yeah, senior year. I was playing football, and I knew I wasn't gaining any weight. I was like, yeah, nah, track gonna have to be the way. And I was actually pretty good. I was getting like offers my junior year, but I know senior year I can definitely do it.
That's dope. What made you outside of you saying like, yeah, I see it wasn't getting much to it. Was there anything else that made you decide to just solely focus on track?
It was the numbers. Like I was going into meets, and I was just winning races. I was winning races. I was jumping really, really far. I was really a jumper first. I wasn't really a sprinter. So I was breaking the records at my school. I broke all the records at my school. So I was like, man, I can really do this because like ain't nobody do this in the last however many years before me. So like, yeah, I can just do this.
Now you mentioned you were originally a jumper, you get into sprinting. What was that training process like for you though? Like I know it's a different training process for jumping, obviously against sprinting. So what was that like for you with the jumping and the sprinting aspect?
So like with jumping is really like both are very technique heavy, but like with jumping is just so much more forceful when it comes to like one specific hit of like the board. I did long jump and triple jump. I was really better at triple jump. Uh, but that's so much force heavy, controlling of your body. Everything about jumping was just really different. A lot more toning on the body than to me sprinting is.
Definitely so. You can see that, I'm sure. You talking about football, you talking about other sports. That jumping, especially with, like you said, the explosiveness and the technique, that's a lot on your body compared to running. That's
Yeah.
completely different. For you in the process, you ended up going to Rutgers. What was the thought process in choosing Rutgers? What was your recruiting process like? Was it any other possible school that you could have went to outside of Rutgers?
So I didn't go to Rutgers right away, actually. So I ended up going to Monmouth University first. So right down by the shore, that's where I went to first. It was mainly because like I kind of wanted to stay home, and then at the time, Rutgers wasn't they weren't looking at me yet. So by the time Monmouth was like my first track offer, and like so I was like, all right, I'm gonna just take it. I'm gonna go to Monmouth because I ain't gonna lie, they kind of gave me a little bit of like the run around, like, oh yo, if you don't take this offer, it's gonna go to somebody else. I'm like, dang, this is free school, man. I'm gonna just go. So like I just told him, yeah, I'm gonna take the offer. So I went, and then literally as soon as I signed, the next 2 days, my coach, who was my coach in college, he had texted me on Twitter. He was like, hey, we want to get you here for a visit here at Rutgers, and I was like, yeah, dang, man, I already signed, man, I can't go. So I was like, damn, I wanted to go. Cause in the back of my mind, I wanted to go to Rutgers. I had reached out multiple times. I was like, yeah, nah, they ain't going. There ain't nobody hitting me back up, man. So I'm gonna just go to Monmouth for the year. So that's what happened. I went to Monmouth for the year. I have a couple school records over there, and then I just didn't like the atmosphere, so I just left. So then when I got into the portal, I kind of just went up, and then coach from Rutgers hit me up. He talked to him, Coach Farrell, Coach Bob Farrell. We talked about it, and he said he got me. So then I transferred like in the middle of the school year. So I had one full year at Monmouth. Uh, went back to Monmouth, you know, get my grades and everything situated straight, make sure I was good. And next, I was like, all right, I leave in the middle of the school year. So I entered the transfer portal in the middle of the school year, which is a lot harder for like people who run track because it's like everyone's money's already in set. everyone's position is already in set. So then I just said, hey, man, I'm just going to jump in the middle of the school year. And then once he saw my name in there, he said, I got you. And luckily for me, someone had already quit the team at Rutgers. So I just so I just took the spot, got scholarship money, and I was good to go. So I got lucky.
Now, in my research, I saw you was at Monmouth first, and you mentioned, though, Rutgers in the back of your head is where you really wanted to go. What about Rutgers made it like your first choice that you had such a desire to go there specifically?
Well, like, first things first, we're in the Big Ten. So, like, the Big Ten conference where the big dogs eat at, like, especially for track, it's the Big Ten, Big 12, and the SEC. The SEC right now is king for track, but the Big Ten is up there for us. I really wanted to be in the Big Ten conference because I knew in my mind, like, man, if I go in there, I can really tear it up. Like, I can score points here, left and right. I'm just a Swiss Army knife. That's the young mind in me. I was like, yeah, I can jump, I can run. So I'm just going in there like, yeah, this is exactly what I can do. I want to go to the Big Ten.
Makes sense. Big Ten, big stage. You perform well on that big stage. Just multiplies everything outside of that. So right mindset, like you were saying, that was the right mindset right there.
Yeah.
So from the high school level, like you said, you got all the records at your school, and a lot of them I saw till this day. You still had those records, and now you're at college. Monmouth, Rutgers, killing it. What would you say would be the biggest difference or the learning curve from high school to collegiate for you? Because outside looking in, you had success on both levels easily.
Yeah. So like on outside looking in, you can be like, oh, yo, he went to this school first and he go here, then he went there and he had success every single place he went. It was still kind of tough. I thought it would be a lot easier because I'm in state. I'm like, I'm in state. I got support, I'm chilling. Like I have family support. But I was still struggling because transitioning into school, like high school on the education side is a lot different than with college. So you got to kind of like get up to speed because these professors don't wait for you at all. Like it's syllabus week. You thought you just about to just sit down and chill. No, we open up chapter 2. Chapter 2, I'm chapter 1. So I'm just sitting there. My first year, I'm doing pre-med. I'm like, yeah, this is not going to work. My first year at Monmouth, I'm taking Chem 1 and Chem 2 at the same exact time. So I'm just sitting there like, dang, and I was still able to have success in my athletics. So I was like, all right, cool, maybe I'm good. But then my grades started like, yo, no. A lot of time management. So for anybody out there, you gotta take care of the time management. Like you don't because I never experienced so much free time in my life, all the way from kindergarten all the way to like 12th grade. Your schedule is planned out for you. Go to school at this time. You have class from this time. Homework probably gonna take about 2 hours. No, this homework now will be taking me about like 5 hours to get done, depending on how you do it. Sometimes 4, sometimes 3. So like time management is the main thing that helped me with my transition, especially when I came from Mom to Rutgers, because like I got better at being good with my time management.
Hey, that's a big, big fact. Like what you just said is true. You have so much freedom once you get to college.
Way too much. Way too much. It's way too much free time. I promise you, I'm sitting there like, yo, I could be on the game right now. Yeah, I'm just going to the game right now. I ain't even want to. Do I really want to open up the chem book? Nah, I ain't opening up the chem book. I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna just chill.
It's facts, bro. Because I know for me personally, my first semester, they was talking about putting me on academic probation. That's how much I was just chilling. Like, I'm away from home. Ain't nobody telling me to do the homework.
Yeah.
That first semester, I was like, what? Ain't nobody watching for me. Ain't nobody. The professors don't ask nothing. Just all right, cool.
Yeah, no one's asking unless you say something. That's the big thing. That's also another thing. You gotta open your mouth. Like when people keep saying no question is a dumb question, that's really the truth. No question is a dumb question. You gotta go out there and ask, or you're not gonna receive. So it's one of the biggest things.
Facts. Now you just got back from Pan Am like maybe a week or two ago.
Yeah.
You actually medaled. You did your thing down there. It went well. For you, what's that feeling like of actually medaling, whether it's gold, silver, bronze? what is that feeling like for you? Like, is that vindication? How do you feel once your race is done and they putting that around your neck? Like, hey, you actually medaled.
I ain't gonna hold it. It still really haven't hit me, but like I knew what I did when I did it, and I was like, "Hey, yo, like this is the only medal my country got." Yo, I did that when I came back, and then I literally had to go to my girlfriend first. My mom was like, you know how proud of you, like we are of you, like you won an international medal. I'm like, yeah. And then that's when it started to kick in. It didn't kick in at the medal ceremony. I'm still thinking this is regular for me. This is Nadale. This is just me. Like, keep where I worked hard. What I give all my grace and the glory to God. And so I was just like, look, this is regular to me. But then they really realized, like, no, like this is you. Like you did that. I'm like, yeah. So it was good. I felt very, very proud. I was getting a lot of love back home from Jersey. I was getting a lot of love back home in St. Kitts and Nevis and Island. So it was good. It was great. I had a lot of fun down there. I didn't want to go at first, but it was a it was a long collegiate season. Like that was race number 50 for me for the year. So it was good to end it off with a medal. I ran 50 races basically for the year, and I was like, all right, that's my last one. Take a month off, and we're gonna get back at it. So that's how I felt. I was very tired though. That was the first thing I when I crossed the line. I'm like, man, I'm tired. I got the bronze though, so I was like, all right, cool. I can go home soon. I can go home soon.
Yo, 50 races and your last one, you actually medal in?
Yeah, man.
That's like your mom and your girlfriend was saying, nah, that's big time because
Yeah.
that speaks to your endurance too. I'm sure you know of fellow athletes or people that you compete against. 50 races, they not medaling because they tired, like you said.
Yeah.
So again, I'm sending, I'm diddling what your mom and your girlfriend say. Nah, that's huge, bro. That
Yeah.
that's
Appreciate it, man.
that's huge. Now, if you could speak to like what is your training like? What's your diet like to be able to let you race 50 times in a year and have success? Like, what type of training you do? What are you eating?
So like really a lot of stuff that I'm eating though is like when it comes to meat time, it's gotta be carbs. I eat a lot of carbs, energy and stuff like that. Um when the season starts, I stay away from the red meat. For me, the red meat I can't do. Yeah, I eat chicken, turkey. Turkey, I eat a lot of turkey, not turkey breast, like turkey legs and stuff like that. That's what I like to eat. It makes me feel like a little bit more energetic because as an athlete, you gotta pay attention to like what you eat and how do you feel after you eat it. So like obviously everyone has like the little cheat days. I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A and stuff like that. But like I go to Chick-fil-A and I know when I go to Chick-fil-A, I'm about to feel like crap after. So I go to Chick-fil-A like maybe like on a Saturday. And that'd be like my cheat day. But when it comes to my other stuff, I eat a lot of vegetables. Um, beets, supplements that I like to use are like creatine. Creatine is essential for sprinters. If you want to be a really good sprinter, you need to be taking creatine. Don't take it every day, but you gotta take creatine in spurts. Like sometimes you can take this creatine for like a week and a half, and then get off of it for a week and then get back on it to like get your body regulated because it brings like more water and more what's it called? I forget. All I know is it worked for you, bro. It just worked for you. It gets to your muscles the right way. That one rep where you feel like you can't do it, it helps you get you through it. That next rep. So you asked about my training as well. So training as well, like I focus a lot more on speed. Like there's a lot more speed work, technique work. I'm very technical heavy. I'm not even the best technique wise. I'm getting better. This is probably the most that my technique has gotten leaps and bounds above of anything in the past 2 years that I've done in my career. What I will say is that I stopped. I used to be a 400-meter runner, so like I kind of dropped down, and which means less of those endurance workouts where it goes to anaerobic. It was more like, no, it's gonna get anaerobic. We're gonna have you do shorter distances, fast pace, a little bit more reps, you're still gonna get the same amount of work. You know, you don't gotta run 400s at practice, 350 meters at practice to get the same result. You know, like we're gonna focus on speed because at the end of the day, who can get to this point? So we like to call them landmarks, some landmark points. Can you get to this 150 mark at this time, this fast? If you can't do it, you ain't gonna run that time at all. So that's how we did it, and it kind of broke it down so easy to me. So like it was just like second nature. Man, I gotta get to this point this fast. I gotta be the first person at this point this fast. Even if I'm not that fast, I gotta make sure I get to that point at this time. That's it. So it's kind of like a mental clock. You kind of know how fast you're kind of going. And obviously, my coach would tell me that's how it's supposed to feel. That's how it's supposed to look. And my coaches really helped me a lot through that through my career for that. So yeah.
So you mentioned the 400 meter. We obviously know that you run 100, 200. What would you say as the biggest difference between those races? You kind of already touched on it, but what would you say specifically between, let's say, the 100 and the 200 is the biggest difference to you?
So you're asking the difference between the 400 and the like two and all of them. So
Yeah.
so when it comes to the 100, it's very there's different ways to run it. There's some guys that get out bad hell good. They're good to go run the 100, and then that's all they got. There's some people with the 200 is very technical, it's very forceful, but it's also very elegant. Like you gotta be able to get off that curve, hit it, but not tighten up, not tense up to just be try to be as relaxed as possible. And as for the four, people don't know. You got that's not a it's not a jog no more. Back in the day, these people that used to jog the 400 meter, they get there like around 49 seconds, 50 seconds. They be like, yeah, that's fast. Nah, these guys are sprinting this 400 meters. They're on 43 seconds, 44 seconds. You got to get out to a certain point. You get to the 200-meter mark, and they're splitting what some of the 200-meter guys run regularly, like 20 points. Some guys get down to the 200-meter mark, landmark at like 20.1, 20.2, and they got to keep going for another 200 meters. So it's kind of like a lot of times, and I don't know if you guys are that deep into the track line. We got runners like Fred Curley, who dropped from he's a 400-meter runner for years, and he dropped easily to the 100. And I like to think that the purest of speed, everyone likes to say, oh, it's the 100-meter guys. No, it really is the 400-meter guys. Those guys can sprint a lot longer than those guys who run in the 100 meters. They can keep their top end speed for so long and then maintain and decelerate the slowest. So the 400-meter guys I deem are like cream of the crop, and I'm a 200 guy talking this. Like they're the cream of the crop. I think the 400 guys, they don't get enough love from me personally because that's how different it is. Their top speed and the 200-meter guys' top speed is so crazy to me in the eyes of track and field. I'll be like, yo, watch the 400 and watch the 200 meter. Those guys move and they keep it going. And I don't know how they do it sometimes. Even me sometimes I'll be like, yo, how do I even keep that pace for that long? But it comes with the training. It comes with all the effort that they put into it. So no knock on the 100-meter guys though. Like they fast too. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, I think the 400 meters is pure sprinting. That's pure sprinting.
I'd have to agree because, like you said, it's the longer meters, and you talking about, like you said, at high end. Like you said, some are getting in at the landmark at 200 meters around 20:01, and you still got to continue that. Like it's not done at the 200 meters. Like you still got to
No,
stay at the top end speed,
exactly.
which I ran track, but I stopped after a while.
Yeah.
That top end speed and the training for it to continue that is something completely different, out of this world. And like you mentioned, like y'all practices, you're doing them over and
and
over
over
and
and over
over and
and
over
over
and
and
over.
over again. It's ridiculous. Like we practice. You'll see me on the ground. I'm like a starfish, just getting dried up by the sun. Man, I'm dead. I'm dead. Laying down. Then your coach call you. Hey, yo, do you cool down lap? Do you cool down lap, man? I can't feel my legs, my guy. Can't feel my legs. Feel like jelly, man.
So for you growing up, because I know, like you mentioned, you did play football too, but on the track side, especially once, senior year, you're like, yo, I could really do this. Who were some of the athletes that you looked up to, that you watched film on? Like, hey, I want to be like them, or I want to race like them. I like their technique. Like, who are some of those athletes you looked up to?
Well, I think my only athlete I really looked up to in the track space, obviously, you really say like Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt, and I like Asafa Powell. Asafa Powell was very natural. I could never run like Asafa Powell. He's a freight train, man. He's a freight train. One of the best. Pure sprinter, man. Asafa Powell. And I love to watch Carl Lewis videos. He's really good. He was really good. Forgotten. Everyone just sees him as like the long jumper, but not. And the man used to sprint. So Carl Lewis is one of those big name guys that I love to just watch film on and how he used to run. None of them I run like, but it's little bits of tiny things that you want to take from them because they do things that are bad and they do things that are really good. Same way I do things that are bad and I do things that are good in my races and in my plans.
For you going forward, we already mentioned the success that you've been having. What is like the ultimate goal, the end road for you? Do you see yourself continue to run track, or do you feel like you're kind of going to go into what you're majoring in?
No, I'm still like right now. I don't live in Jersey for the year. I'm living down there in Florida for the year, and I'm running track for the year. So I'm preparing and trying my luck and seeing if I will be in the Paris Olympics this year. So that's what I'm doing for the year. Seeing where that goes. If my times keep dropping, I'm gonna keep running. There's no need for me. While I'm young, chase this thing while you're young. With track and field, like there ain't no money in it all the time, but like I love it. I love to do it. Chase it while you're young. Make money on the side while I'm doing it. I'm just gonna have fun, man. This is what I like to do. It's my therapy for me.
So you mentioned something that I've always been confused with, and maybe you can help give some clarity on it. And before I ask that question, we're already speaking it into existence that you will be in Paris, and we'll be like back here, back in Jersey, like, yo, we had him on the show and
Mm-hmm.
about him going to Paris, and he out there killing it. So we speak that to existence. We believe that's what happened for you. But track athletes,
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying this and I've been confused for a while. What do you think needs to be done for track athletes to be compensated correctly and fairly?
Okay. So
And I know it's a lot of y'all gotta do stuff on the side, y'all gotta have endorsements, stuff like that. So what do
yeah.
you think should be done in your opinion, being in it, that'll be better fairly compensating y'all talent?
So the first thing I would like to say about that is like I'm a newbie in this game, but I've already seen a lot. So knowing I love when I saw Shakari Richardson when she went to nationals back in Oregon. And before she went to nationals, she called for the United States to have like a meeting about the compensation because before the nationals had happened, USA track and field, they said that for the next, I think, 10 years, that there will be track meets, the national track meets will be in Oregon. And I don't know if you know, but Oregon, they raise those prices every single weekend, just for that one weekend for the athletes to run at. And not all of them are making the same money that she's making. But she put her neck on the line before she even won the medals, before she won anything. She was like, no, we need to stand up, talk about this situation. How are we going to help the athletes who don't make as much money as she does? Did you know that not one top 10 athlete from the United States went to that meeting? That's the first problem. Everyone is trying to protect their money, right? Everyone who has an endorsement deal is trying to protect their money. And I don't blame them. I'm not about to go, I just got this money. Sometimes sometimes there's some athletes that's not even making like $50,000 on their endorsement money. And at any given moment, the company like Adidas, Nike, Puma, please, I know y'all about to listen to this. They might find these archives. Listen, I'll take an endorsement deal any day. But what I'm trying to say is they can take your money at any given moment if you're not performing, because it's a business and you got to respect the business. But also you can't bad talk them either. So if they don't want to go to that meeting, even in the greater good, and you know it is the greater good, for you to go to that meeting and talk to people and talk to each other and be like, yo, how can we help each other so we don't get lowball? Because they double and triple the prices of the hotel rooms just for that weekend because nothing else goes on in Oregon. Had you had it like in Texas, it'd be cool. But what I'm trying to say is like no one with the money who's already got it is going to advocate for anybody else to get theirs. You know, even if some people deserve to get even a little bit, especially when it comes to endorsements, and other kind of stuff. But the meets, you see a lot more paid meets now. So like the Diamond League is really great right now. It's starting to come more into the United States, more meets in the United States where top athletes get into those meets to be able to get paid, and the pay has been increasing. So that's been really, really great. I know at Worlds, I think the person who wins the meet got like $50,000 if you were to win. But they were also doing like a point system. So if you go to many Diamond League games and you place or you win X amount of games at those Diamond League games that it was going on throughout the whole year, you get a bonus. That's how this really works now. But I've been saying this for years. The United States got to start like a little bit of like a track league. There's got to be like some sort of like track league where it's like a point system. Like give it something like, say one team can have no allows. All right, you have no allows, but I have like two other good 200-meter runners. We beat you in points. They get second and third. We still beat you in points. No allows, so only score 10 points for you. You know what I mean? Like, make it a point system. Make it something where people are like, hey, yo, if this is going to be good. Or allow sports betting. Get more eyes and attention to it. Do it like you do a horse racing. There's plenty of ideas that you can easily do to expand this sport for it to be a little bit more exciting for people, to pay more tickets. Because in Europe, it's popping. Track is popping in Europe. It's pure athletics. Track is popping. But in the United States, I feel like the only way to get them to gravitate their attention to it, low key, is really for like sports betting. And the athletes got to be able to help each other, because even the ones who have it, because if everyone can be complaining who don't have it, because that's all we do. You know, if I don't have it, I'm gonna find somebody else who don't got it. I'm gonna find somebody else who don't got it. But the people who got it is gonna sit there and just look at me like, hey man, just keep working. Man, bro, you was once in my seat. You need to help me out. But I think sports betting should be, and kind of treat it like horse racing. And what I mean by that is like when you go to horse racing, you could put a horse in a box and be like, okay, I'm boxing this guy because I think he might get fourth or third or second. And they still make money off that. You don't have to be predicting, because, you know, some people are like, why would I predict on track? I know Noah Lyles is going to win this race. Or I know Christian Coleman is going to win this race, so why would I bet if I know I'm going to lose? And the only way for me to make money is if someone just up and be spectacular and beats them. But as to me, I think you got to treat it like horse racing. And that's the only way you're going to be able to do it, respectively.
Yo, for those that's listening, for those that's watching, there's a lot of knowledge just dropped right there.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see this USA track? People up top somehow get hold of this. Take notes, man. They need to improve this, because I feel
there's plenty of things they can do, man. There's plenty of things they can do. This sport is not a dying sport. It's the most pure sport out there. You got jab throwers, hammer throwers, and then it will turn more attention to not just the sprints, because everyone be like, oh, you run track? Oh, you run the 100-meter? You look at somebody be like, nah, man, I throw jab. How you have sports betting? You know how many people sports bet on pickleball? You think they care about the pickleball players? They sports betting on pickleball, man. You know how like people be doing like the whole draft fantasy and stuff like that. I learned about more basketball players for me doing draft. I started doing draft fantasy for the first time ever because I never used to be able to do it because I always wanted to do like other stuff with it. But I started learning about players I ain't never know. I was like, this guy's in the NBA. Who is this? I started doing stats. I'm like, oh, he's kind of nice. Let me put him on my team. Like, if you have that kind of thing where they drafting people or they going up and you seeing a sports bet line on heat 3 of 200 meters in a semifinal. Okay, who's in it? Okay, how many times have they ran this time? Was this time windated? Okay, I'm not betting on him. I'm betting on somebody else. And then they start going to people's discography of what they ran. Or they start betting on people like, oh, this person never run a race. Who the hell is he? Why is he here? I might bet on him because he might be a wild horse and he might win me some money. And you start learning about other athletes and just the ones that they want you to learn about. It's just a simple way to expand your sport.
I think that's some good conversation and some good ideas right there, me personally. And I've always appreciated the sport of track. I think those are some of the craziest, most athletic athletes in the world.
Yep.
And I respect it so much because, like you said, you guys are running over and over and over. Then you actually have to do the heat. Mind you, you just was running that whole year, just getting prepared, and it's monotonous in the aspect of the technique. You gotta get this down. You gotta get this down. The twitch. Oh no, you gotta do it this way. It's very detailed.
Very detailed.
Very detailed, and a lot of times, especially for like you said, the people that love the 100-meter. I think the 400-meter, that like we mentioned, some of the pure speed. 100-meter, 200-meter, 400-meter. If you're world record time on that doesn't even equate to the amount of time that they put in, which is you're putting in months and months and months on hand for, let's say you top out on 100-meter at 10 seconds, 11 seconds. That's years of work for 11 seconds. And to stay focused, I think is the crazy, like you're just literally every single day you at it. Every single day you at it. And you might not race for 2-3 months, but every single day you at it. So I think you're completely right. There needs to be something done. Something done.
There's plenty of ways to expand the sport. And sports betting, I think, could be the number one thing, creating a track league. But I don't think the track league could ever be, because there's a lot of coaches out here, individual coaches who coach privately, and their egos are involved, and you don't want their egos to be involved. It's a very treacherous business. I'm gonna say that just like because I'm not scared to say it, because there's gonna be other people who are not gonna be scared to say it. I might be new to this whole little track game, and I'm still learning as I'm going along. But there are a lot of snakes when it comes to like the coaching aspect of it, agents, all that stuff. There's a lot of snakish stuff that be going on, and you're not allowed to talk about it, or people are too scared to talk about it. I'm gonna say it. It's just like that could never be an angle, because there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, well, why has he got to be a coach? Why can't I be the coach? Da 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 da. And they'll be snakish, like, then my athlete's not gonna join this little league of yours. And nah, forget it. We're gonna do our own thing. Because it's, to me, it's like you can't identify the real definition of a pro runner. Who is a pro runner? You might ask one person to be like, oh, anyone who's running out of collegiately. Okay, then. So then my 80-year-old grandpa's a pro runner then. No, he does masters. Yeah, I know that. But what's telling you to tell me that he's not a pro runner? Is he a pro runner because he got an endorsement deal? Then I'm not a pro runner then. I'm an amateur. But I'm not an amateur because I'm over 18. So what's the rule?
Yeah, there's some clarity that's needed just even on that conversation. It's very layered, this conversation. Like
very, very layered. They need to start doing something to kind of be like, all right, this is a pro runner, a pro league, and this is it. He's getting a set amount of pay, he's getting the bonus, he's getting this, he's getting that. He's not good enough to join the league, so he's not a pro runner. He's just be running by himself. He just be coming and he's trying to get his foot in the door. That's I think that's how you're supposed to do it. And heck, they might probably be like, "Hey, yo, you ain't good enough, my guy." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing until I get to that level." That's just what it is.
Facts, facts. We're gonna end off the show with what we call the fourth quarter segment, which is kind of a fun segment. Get to know the guest a little bit more, a little bit of rapid fire type of questions. We ask every single person, no matter the guest, what is your go-to meal? What's your favorite thing to eat?
And I like that shrimp Alfredo, man. Shrimp Alfredo, that's my go-to. If I'm really feeling like, hey, I'm gonna spoil myself tonight, it's that shrimp Alfredo, my guy. Shrimp Alfredo that's my thing right there. Shrimp Alfredo, or it'll be my grandmother's like bacon saltfish. I like having saltfish with some bake. She basically you don't need no fork, you don't need no spoon, you don't need no nothing. You use the bake, you pick up the saltfish, put it in your mouth. Glorious meal right there.
That's good. Eats both of those dishes right there.
Yes, sir.
And you got me. I ain't had shrimp Alfredo in a while. That might have to be something that I get soon.
Yeah, man, get that shrimp Alfredo, man. I'm gonna tell my girl to make me some shrimp Alfredo, and then this whole thing's over with.
For you, man, with this whole journey and everything that you've been going through the training, what keeps you motivated? What keeps you inspired?
There be times I'll be like, dang, I don't want to go out there and do this today. But there be times where I'm like, all right, let me get up. I get up in the morning, get up like every day. I begin up around like 5:30 in the morning now. I stick to that schedule. Got my music blasting. That be motivating me. Like, good, here we go. And I see everybody around me who's very motivated. I keep a lot of motivated people around me. I got a new training group now down there in Florida. Some people I used to run against. So it's good keeping people around me. That's what really motivates me, for real.
Now you mentioned you got your music blasting. What's in your rotation when you're training?
You know, I got like, man, 41, man. That's who's really been in my rotation. Actually, like 41, the group. That's my like handers. They got me bent. Well, no, that's my bro. It be giving me the whole Jersey energy, the beat, all that. I listen to Trippie Redd, listen to Lil Uzi. I listen to some of the new guys. I listen to Connie, another people. I listen to a lot of stuff. But definitely like 41 is on my rotation heavy right now. Like I don't know what it is. They got a sound to them. Jen, Tata, Kyle Rich. Those right now, those are my three go-tos right there. 41 for sure.
Bet. So for you, right now, you love track. You absolutely love it. But if you could have any profession outside of track, what would it be?
I want to be a football coach. That's what I would want to be. 100%. I can coach track, but I can definitely coach football. You know, like even to this day, my little brother be hitting me up, be like, yo, because my brother plays collegiate football at the University in Northern Iowa as a wide receiver. And he'd be like, yo, like check out this film. And I would be like, oh yeah, bro, you bad release, bro. Better release on this one, better release on this one. I love football. I've been playing football since I was like 7. Sucked for me to have to be like, all right, bro, no more football, man. I'm done. But I would love to go into football coaching. Be trying hitting people up, figuring out how I'm gonna get into that stuff after I'm done with track, because that's the direction I think I want to go into. So like coaching track or coaching football, I think that's something I would love to do.
That's fire. So for you, playing since 7, who's your football team? Are you local? You rocking with the Giants or?
Nah, I ain't rocking with no Giants or no Jets, bro. I've been here for so long in Jersey. I always thought the Giants stinked. Even when they won the Super Bowl, when I was like, wow, what year did they win the Super Bowl? 2008?
2008 and 2011.
Yeah, both times I thought they were trash. Because I hated Eli Manning. I said, y'all just be hyping this man, Eli Manning. Last season, he had the most interception. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. No one gonna say nothing. No, he's trash, man. He's garbage, man. The defense saved that team twice from winning the Super Bowl. Twice. They're not that good. They're not good. They are horrible. I think they're trash. The Jets, they got Aaron Rodgers, and everyone thought they were going to go to the Super Bowl. Even if he didn't hurt his Achilles, they wasn't going nowhere. But my team that I root for, we suck too. So it don't even matter at this point. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, man. I'm a Falcons fan. And the only reason I'm a Falcons fan, thanks to Dion and Mr. Mike Vick. I remember it was the first, I'm 7 years old. No, I'm 6 years old. I'm watching something on TV. And I'm seeing Mike Vick. He going crazy. I'm like, wait, hold on. I said, what team is that? I'm asking people around me, like, oh, that's Atlanta Falcons. Like, who's that? Because that's Mike Vick. I said, oh, I was like, this is my team. This is my team. And then they started showing like a bunch of stuff like Deion Sanders, like way more back because Deion was before Vic. I'm like, yo, this is my team. Nah, this is my team. And then I realized we trash. Like, damn. We trash right now. We got no quarterback. We got no defense. Just straight receivers. We just got receivers out there running routes where a quarterback can't throw on the ball. That's just what it is. Kyle Pitts, I'm sorry. Like, if they trade you, I ain't going to feel bad, man.
Hey,
I ain't going to feel bad.
Facts. Free Kyle Pitts, man.
Free Kyle Pitts. No, I'm a Falcons fan, and I'm saying free Kyle Pitts. I'm waiting for Shador Sanders to get to the ATL at this point, hey, bro.
That would be beautiful. Shador and Anna.
Yes.
Oh, man. With Bijan and if they keep
yes.
Kyle Pitts.
You see the vision. You see the vision. You see the vision.
That would be crazy.
Give him 3 years. Give him 3 years in the O-line. That boy, he probably going to be throwing for 300 yards every single game. Every single game. That boy cooking.
That would be crazy. 5 people. Last one, we get you out of here. Again, we appreciate you hopping on.
No problem, man.
2 more. Who are you outside of sports? Because sports is what you do, but not who you are.
Man, I'm really a student of the game. Like, I like to keep my mindset open. I'm an outdoor person only for a certain amount of time, and then I'm like an inside the house type of person. I'm a gamer, but I do like to be outside. Not a party person. So I do like I love the game. I love to be outside, but not the outside where everyone be thinking like, oh, we outside. No, Nadale's are really like, I'm gonna be by myself with my girl, with my friends, my family. I'm just a family guy, really. So that's just really me, man. When I'm not working on my craft all the time, because I'm really honed in on that, and sometimes that other stuff gotta get sacrificed.
You mentioned you're a gamer. What's your top 3 favorite games?
Apex Legends, Call of Duty, of course, but I like the which one? Black Ops 2. All-time favorite. Everyone likes to say Modern Warfare, but I love the Black Ops games. And 3 would be Fallout. Yeah. 3 would be my Fallout games. The Fallout games 3 and 4. Great games.
Solid list right there. Last one before we get you out of here. 5 people, dead or alive, that you'd like to have a meal with.
5 people dead or alive. Michael Jackson. Gotta do MJ. Like, I used to dress up as MJ 3 years straight in elementary school. Hat, glove, everything. Michael Jackson. That's 1. Usain Bolt. Shelly Ann Fraser Price. 2 more. Hold on. Tupac Shakur. Because I want to ask a lot of questions. The last one. I'm stuck on the last one for real. Hold on.
You invite Mike Vick to the table?
Mike Vick. What I asked Mike Vick? Nah. I'd ask Dion. I'd ask Dion to stand. I love Vic, but nah, I asked Dion.
That's a pretty solid five right there. MJ Tupac, you got Dion there, you got Usain, Shelly Ann Fraser Price.
Yeah.
That's a lot of knowledge you're getting. And then of course you're gonna have Mike entertaining. So you straight right there. That's a solid list right there.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Appreciate you hopping on, taking time out your schedule. We look forward to nothing but continued success for you. Paris 2024 Olympics, of course. But again, y'all know the vibes. If you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. Bench Mob, we out. Peace.